Cultivating the Complete Human, Lila Raj's Enduring Wisdom. In every school I attended, there was an attempt to mold me into either another clever devil or an intelligent educational slave. For an artisan, that is utterly unjust. I have many challenges with mainstream education, and I'm not even talking about alternative education today. The school I present here is a utopia. Now let's bombard the so-called mainstream education system with a few direct questions. Can an ideal society be built by rote learning half a dozen books each year? Or has this only increased the number of cunning, clever, and deceitful individuals everywhere? How can you train a bee to chew leaves like a caterpillar? Or teach a caterpillar to make honey? Yet here, bees are forced to chew leaves, and caterpillars are eager to make honey. Bad politics has supported this inversion, or perhaps such individuals are upholding bad politics. Politics makes the impossible seem possible. It can declare a bee a caterpillar and a caterpillar a bee. How can someone thirsty for music become an engineer? How can someone passionate about painting be molded into a doctor? How can a poet at heart be made into an administrator? Or a saintly soul turned into a butcher? A butcher may choose to become a saint, but why force a saint to become a butcher? If compelled, that saint will go mad. What greater crime could there be in this world? If every individual were simply allowed to be who they are, this world wouldn't be so pitiful. But here, most people are what they are not. An ox is made into a mule into a camel into a giraffe into an elephant, and an elephant into a human. There's an attempt to grow guavas on a mango tree, and in the process, neither guavas nor mangoes grow. Life is wasted in this futile effort. Regardless of one's interests or passions, receiving an education that makes one aware of oneself and of existence is a natural right. But here, education puts people to sleep instead of waking them up. It kills instead of saving. This negative educational epidemic has produced a sick and criminal population, threatening the very fabric of human existence. Some die of hunger. Others die from overeating. Balanced living is rare. Malnutrition comes not only from lack of food, but also from overconsumption. A malnourished body leads inevitably to a malnourished mind. Hence, we see an abundance of shallow, imbalanced, and impractical thinking. Stale and diseased philosophies have spread like weeds. Sick individuals dominate all spaces. Whether rich or poor, the results of impractical education, poor diets, and chaotic lifestyles are visible. Proof? Hospitals and pharmacies are now on every street. The more doctors, the more patients. As for me, my true education began only after I left college. If I hadn't broken away from the status quo, I might not be alive today. Had I not escaped the barren, disoriented world of paper degrees and discovered the treasure within, my life would have remained barren. I rebelled against many mainstream structures and said firmly to the authorities, do not try to plant a silk cotton tree in a pot, and do not dare to imprison the vast ocean in a jug. And so, over many years, I built a school for myself. But it's not just a school. It's an educational utopia. Borrowing from an old English phrase, I don't consider myself a guru, nor do I believe in gurudom, but I do know how to teach. Long ago, I asked myself, if I was unsatisfied with the schools I attended, what kind of school would I want now? Forgive me, I found none. If you ever find one, let me know. So I built one. And in that space, I began anew. Having discarded all ancient and modern teachings, I placed myself for the first time in life in a classroom to learn the alphabet. You are welcome to join, but it is not mandatory. Those with egos swollen like Ravana or bodies bloated in unconsciousness like Kumbhakarna may find this school too intense. And those constantly repairing the vehicle of life, driven by frustration, may find it indigestible. Or perhaps not. My school is completely different. Here, schoolwork is done at school, homework at home, no fees. In fact, students earn money from school to support their households. Students arrive in their own clothes, empty-handed. Each has a locker storing uniforms and essentials. Upon arrival, they take a communal bath, naked and disciplined. The soap used is prepared by students using panchagavya and herbs. It opens skin pores and nourishes the body. After bathing, students clean and dry their clothes, then wear their uniforms, stitched by themselves from hemp, aloe, Himalayan nettle, and jute. They eat nutritious food grown on school farms, chew it mindfully, and then attend classes. There are no class divisions, only age groups, because children at different stages need different care. Nothing is brought from the market. Rather, goods are sent to the market. The school produces all its own needs. A school that cannot offer rewarding, practical, and life-sustaining education is no school at all. In class, students often sit cross-legged, though chairs and tables are available. Each class begins with meditation, focusing on breath. Breath in, breath out. Total awareness of the flow of breath. After an hour of such concentration, music, dance, and other exercises begin. Everyone must study and practice music, painting, dance, sports, farming, and cooking. No rote learning of kakaga or ABCD at the start. Every child begins with meditation, music, and dance. Gradually, other subjects are introduced. There is no pressure, only inspired curiosity and joy. The school includes farming, pottery, carpentry, sculpture, and even stonework. Students collect dung and use computers. They make butter in churners and edit videos. They chant Sanskrit verses and lecture in English. They meditate with closed eyes and shoot targets with open ones. Life here is taught as a game and a festival. Work becomes play. Teenagers receive birth education. After adolescence, they study death education. The bright space called life between these two extremes is illuminated. Students are taught to cook, farm, and nourish themselves and others. In the school lab, teens conduct experiments, including making alcohol. They study its nature practically and theoretically. They learn how to handle intoxicants responsibly and with understanding. They are also taught about sex, respectfully, openly. Videos of childbirth are shown. Volunteers demonstrate healthy intimacy. Once past adolescence, students may explore sexual energy with consent and awareness. Gender is not a rigid binary here. Gradually, the old imprints of division dissolve. Reproductive health, yoga, and awareness of ether, the fifth element, are introduced. In this school, curiosity is resolved. A child neglected by family finds healing and reinvents themselves. They also learn to build their own home. Students earn during their education, breaking the illusion that money is everything. After adolescence, they study death. They learn that the body dies, but life continues. A radiant light, the center of our being, is eternal, stable in the present. Students are taught to transcend the body. Death is celebrated, not feared. It is the misunderstanding of ether, the fifth element, that causes fear of death. Without understanding ether, beyond earth, water, fire, and air, humans remain restless. Students are taught to become aware of ether within. They also learn to adapt their diet over time, gradually reducing earth element intake and increasing ether. Discussions on disease are forbidden. Only health is discussed and practiced, because we become what we think and speak. Martial arts, self-defense, swimming, mountaineering, adventurous sports, all are taught. From mantra chanting and fire rituals to computers, painting, and animal care, the education is holistic. Students grow their own food, stitch their own clothes, and build homes. They are empowered to lead healthy, self-reliant lives. The goal? To offer equal opportunity for unequal talents to thrive. The world now needs youth skilled in both their ancestral knowledge and modern tools. A student who doesn't know their parents' work remains incomplete. Half of education happens in school, the other half at home. So a special class is held at school on how to learn at home. Parents attend weekly to share in the food cooked by their children. Marriage is never imposed. Students who study love and compassion are capable of making life decisions wisely. Those who choose not to marry can devote themselves to research and discovery. Building a prosperous and frustration-free human society is no small task. Ancient and modern education have failed. They have made life more terrible. A diseased population now rules the world. Why has health vanished? Why are people hypnotized into sickness? Why do they die chained to disease? If civilization is to be saved, a radical shift in education is urgent. Why only produce obedient slaves? Why not awaken complete humans? Why not build an education system that reveals every dormant potential in each being? In conclusion, I leave you with the words of British writer C.S. Lewis. Education without values, as useful as it is, seems rather to make man a more clever devil. So let's rise and build a wise, brave, and prosperous world.